Good evening. I'm reporting live on a breaking development in the entertainment world that has captured global attention. When an independent recording artist quietly crosses over 1.5 billion streams without a major record label backing them, every single industry shift they make becomes headline news. Tonight, all eyes are on vocal prodigy Lucy Thomas, whose latest strategic move in 2026 has completely thrown her international audience into a frenzy. Known for her massive online following and pristine studio recordings, Thomas is officially stepping away from her familiar release cycle to take on a high-stakes challenge that could redefine her entire career trajectory. While millions of fans expected another quiet album drop, recent press releases confirm she is embarking on an unprecedented path that brings both immense promise and undeniable risk. As rumors circulate regarding what this pivot means for her long-term recording career, music industry insiders and dedicated followers alike are closely watching every move. Stay tuned as we break down the facts, the fan reactions, and the exact strategy driving this major 2026 transition. But before we get to the heart of her latest stage venture, we have to look closely at the sudden announcement that started it all. Has sparked widespread media coverage across the musical landscape. Official press briefings confirm that Lucy Thomas has officially taken on the coveted lead role in the brand new musical, headlining a high-profile premiere performance at the Iconic in London. Joining her on stage is acclaimed West End star Will Callan, as well as a full 30-piece live orchestra. This isn't merely a small guest appearance or a temporary promotional gig. Thomas has taken center stage as the titular character in a sweeping period narrative. For an artist who built her global reputation strictly through polished digital uploads and acoustic studio sessions, stepping straight into a premier West End venue marks a dramatic shift in direction. Entertainment analysts note that transitioning from a digital recording space to a prestigious theatrical stage requires a completely different skill set, making this one of the most talked-about career moves of 2026. As ticket sales launched and fans scrambled to secure seating, the music community began questioning what prompted this sudden leap. But to truly understand the scale of this calculated risk, we must examine how Thomas systematically rejected standard industry protocols long before stepping onto London's big stage. To fully grasp the magnitude of tonight's story, our investigative team took a look back at the origins of her rapid rise. Ever since her breakout appearance on ITV's The Voice Kids at just 14 years old, Thomas has consistently the traditional reality television playbook. While most young contestants on televised talent competitions rush to sign restrictive, multi-album corporate contracts that trade creative control for temporary commercial hype, Thomas opted for an entirely different business model. Partnering with Cavendish Records, she quietly built a self-sustaining independent empire that granted her absolute ownership over her music releases. Over the past several years, that patient, non-traditional approach yielded extraordinary results, amassing over 5 studio albums and hundreds of millions of direct video views worldwide, without corporate interference. She essentially proved that a modern artist does not need a traditional record executive to command a massive global audience. However, this total independence also means every major career gamble falls entirely on her own shoulders. Just when observers assumed she would double down on her established digital release strategy, Thomas executed a sudden pivot that caught even her most dedicated followers off guard. In related news, London's West End is not the only market where the young vocalist is expanding her footprint this year. Tour organizers have officially confirmed that Thomas is taking her live performances international with major European concert dates scheduled for late 2026. Headlining dates include performances at the world-renowned Victoria Hall in Geneva, Switzerland, as well as the Imperial Conference Center in Geneva, France. Industry reporters highlight that scaling up from localized UK shows to massive international concert halls accompanied by large orchestral arrangements is a critical litmus test for any rising vocalist. Performing live in front of prestigious European crowds demands rigorous vocal endurance and absolute stage presence. While music critics praise this global expansion as a natural progression for an artist with over 1 million online subscribers, the sheer density of her 2026 calendar has raised immediate questions among her. With theatrical commitments in London and international orchestral dates taking top priority, dedicated listeners are expressing growing concern over her studio schedule. And as information continues to spread across online communities, fan debates regarding her future direction have reached an all-time high. Reporting directly from the online community forums, fan speculation surrounding Lucy Thomas has officially reached a fever pitch. With her focus clearly divided between theatrical stage rehearsals and international European concert dates, dedicated followers are openly questioning whether her traditional studio album release cycle is being indefinitely postponed. For years, her global base grew accustomed to a steady stream of full-length album releases and regular video drops. Now, message boards and social comment sections are divided, with some fans celebrating her artistic growth into theatrical acting, while others express worry that her original recording career might take a back seat. Is she permanently shifting her focus toward full-time West End? Or is this massive 2026 campaign simply a temporary detour before returning to the recording studio? The lack of official confirmation regarding her next studio project has only fueled further speculation across social media platforms. But as debates rage online about her long-term career goals, experts point out that her immediate challenge lies directly under the bright lights of London's district. Looking closer at her West End debut, industry analysts emphasize that stepping into the spotlight at the brings an unprecedented level of pressure. Unlike the controlled environment of a recording studio, where vocal takes can be carefully engineered, edited, and perfected, live theatrical performance offers zero room for error. West End critics and veterans are notoriously demanding, especially when evaluating artists who attempt to transition from digital music popularity to heavy theatrical acting. Sustaining dramatic acting performance while delivering demanding live vocals alongside a 30-piece orchestra requires absolute discipline. Any hesitation or lack of dramatic depth under those harsh stage lights is immediately scrutinized by professional reviewers. Insiders close to the production note that rehearsals have been extraordinarily intense as the cast prepares to present this new work to a sold-out crowd. The ultimate success or failure of this premiere could significantly shape how the broader theatrical industry views her versatility moving forward. And that brings us to the core business strategy that makes this whole operation so unique. What makes tonight's story truly remarkable from a business reporting perspective is the absolute independence behind this entire operation. In a corporate-dominated industry, where major theatrical productions and record deals are strictly managed by massive talent agencies, Thomas and her team at Cavendish Productions are calling all their own shots. By maintaining full ownership of her work, she has avoided the typical corporate pressure to conform to mainstream pop trends or stick strictly to a single medium. This level of creative autonomy gives her the rare freedom to take massive risks, such as launching an original musical gala performance in the West End while simultaneously booking prestigious European concert halls, without needing corporate board approval. She is actively rewriting the blueprint for how independent musical artists operate in the modern digital age. If this ambitious 2026 strategy succeeds, it could pave the way for a brand new generation of independent vocalists seeking to break into mainstream without selling out to corporate labels. But as her schedule grows increasingly intense, everyone is asking the same ultimate question. As we wrap up tonight's special report, one thing remains crystal clear. Lucy Thomas's bold 2026 career moves have fundamentally changed the conversation surrounding her future. By stepping directly onto London's West End stage and while expanding her reach to premier European venues, she is actively demonstrating that her vocal talent cannot be confined to a single digital format. Whether this intense era leads to a permanent position as a West End leading lady or sets the stage for an unprecedented global crossover tour, her strategic daring has captivated audiences worldwide. We will continue to monitor this story as her theatrical performance approaches and her European dates draw near. Now, we turn the question over to you at home. Do you believe taking on major West End acting roles is the right strategic move for her career, or would you prefer to see her focus exclusively on solo studio recordings? Sound off with your thoughts in the comment section below, and stay tuned for further updates as this story continues to develop.